the block is mine. Every dick on the block is mine. Every dick, block. Every dick, block. The block 6, right? The block 6, right?
Cut for sound. Kev, you can hear me?
Yeah.
All right, we're recording. This is it. We're in there.
Bro, can you hear like a lot of this shit?
And you can hear it, but we'll cut that out in post. Don't be a fidgety fool.
Do you know people that fidget? I was listening to Andrew Huberman.
Yeah, I know him. Huberman Labs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people that fidget throughout the day, they stand up quick, they tap in their knee all the time, they move quick.
Did they scientifically prove that they're jerk-offs?
No.
Oh.
They naturally burn
Oh, yeah.
800 to 2,000 more calories a day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
They're fat burning fucks.
Yeah.
Is what they are.
Wait.
They actually have an unfair advantage.
I want to talk about fat fucks.
Yeah.
No, I don't fuck with like I'm not sympathetic.
To fat people?
Yeah, yeah, I don't care.
That's fine.
Like do something about it. And look,
When I feel, overweight or out of shape, I don't blame anybody. I think it's me being a slob.
well, no, I mean, sure,
Slob's harsh, but
some people have like a
predisposition.
whatever their body, right? But at the end of the day, you boil it down, it is calorie consumption and how many
Intake
calories you
and-
burn.
yeah.
I mean, like, so you might have to work harder, but you can still lose weight.
Absolutely.
So
You're not actually big boned.
I'm actually not being fair about this. We'll do an intro in a few minutes about, how we like to,
Cut for sound,
yeah. Well, you know how like we like to make like
Oh, yeah.
like I'm fuck my ass and that's jerk me off.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Yeah. So fat people, I'm specifically upset right now because, as you can see, I'm rocking my Phillies shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And today I went to the Phillies game. My kid. I went to the Phillies game 2 days ago, or whatever, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And
Did they win Friday?
No, they got bent over. It was ugly. But let me explain why this ties in with fat people. So
Jesus.
it was hot. It was hotter than Satan's asshole, like on Friday, right? And I got to the seat, which was a decent seat, and I get down there and I go to sit down, and like there is just rolls spilling in from my side.
Oh.
Just a fat fuck who didn't want to get up to let me get to my seat. And it's like, bro, I know
He took up the armrest with his...
he couldn't
with his
help
muffin.
it, right? And then on the other side of me, there's a fat fuck too. But this guy was considerate. He like knew it, and he was like trying to make himself as small as he could. He was like, trying to not be all over.
Try
everywhere.
not to be fat.
Just trying to be considerate.
Less
I think
fat.
it boils down to the considerate thing. Like the other person was just not giving a fuck and sprawling, and like I'm fat, deal with it. Like, and it's like that. It's like the airplane thing, right? Like buy a second seat.
That's exactly what I was
No.
thinking when you said that.
It's so true. Now, I'm gonna Citizens Bank Park. Like y'all should have extra large seats that fat people have, like a weight limit. Like, okay, if you're so many centimeters around, you have to buy this size seat, and like, it's not fair. Now that shit, it might sound inconsiderate, but it's a fact, right? Like, really, really tall people have to sleep in bigger beds, or else they're uncomfortable.
Right.
So that was Friday. And I'm gonna segue.
Do you know that? Hold on. Kevin Smith, the director.
Silent Bob?
Yeah. He got fat shamed
He ain't even that fat.
on the airplane for the same thing you're talking about.
Fuck him then. Lose the weight, bro. Fidget. Start fidgeting. Get it. He invented fidget spinners after that. Now he's a billionaire, probably skinny too.
I think he did lose weight though.
Oh yeah, he cut his hair. Probably lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, 20 pounds probably.
Did you see Tusk?
Well, who's Tusk?
It's a movie he directed.
Is it good?
I'm gonna say this now. Anyone who hears this, go watch it. If you like body horror,
Body what?
horror
What's
movie.
the-
So it's like a genre of horror movie, but basically, he turns this dude into a fucking
A husk.
a huskeen.
Did you say husk or
A
tusk?
tusk, like a walrus. He's a walrus. But wait. So I go to the Phillies game today, and it was supposed to be this fun thing. I'm taking my kid to his first Phillies game.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, rain delay. But you can't leave and come back in. Once you use your ticket, there's no re-entry. You can't. So I go with
Really?
Tom. So I mentioned Tom,
Yeah.
fucking the bald
The
bastard.
bald seagull.
Yeah. He loved your comment about his soft eyes and shit.
Did he?
Yeah. So we drive up to him, and I sleazed him into driving us to the park. Like I parked at his, and I was like,
Oh,
"Yo."
you went with Tom and
Yeah,
your brother.
Yeah. Yeah. So
You always got someone doing the work for you. You're a master fucking manipulator.
before I even said it, he's like, before I even could get my whole, like, I was coming from the side with the whole, like, the area. Brian wants to ride in your Tesla. Like, I
Right,
started to
right.
really, like, build up to. He's like, I'm driving, dude. I was like, all right, cool. So anyway, we get there, and Tom tells me, hey, you can't bring an umbrella into the park. And it's raining. So we go in the park. Everyone's got fucking umbrellas.
Nah.
They all got
They
them.
all brought.
They all brought them, and you're allowed to have them. So we got these ponchos, and his wife gave us these ponchos, and they say, I wish it was raining Hershey's chocolate.
Oh my god.
And they got like brown shit on the hood, like chocolate running down.
Not like droplets of
Like droplets
chocolate.
of like shit though. It looks like diarrhea, right? And that's the poncho that they had left over, which was really nice that they had, but so I'm rocking this stupid ass poncho, sweating my balls off. It ends up being
Wait.
like a 2.5 hour delay.
You couldn't go into the stadium.
No, we're in
like-
the stadium. You just can't leave. Now you're like, oh fuck, because they didn't announce the game delay, the rain delay, until like after the game was supposed to start.
Right. That's fucking.
So wait, Kev, I go down and I'm sitting in the seat, and a lot of people didn't stick around because of the rain, which was great. I'm like, there's no.
Oh, so you didn't have to sit with.
No, because there was no fats. And then I don't take it how you want. Like there wasn't any fat people, which is great.
Right.
But on Friday I
They
looked
don't like
around.
the rain.
I was in a sea of fat. Like
Yeah.
so anyway.
It's almost gravy.
Nothing against you if you're fat, right? I got a lot of fat friends. I used to be fat. It's cool. Right. I wasn't really that fat.
Nah.
But anyway.
You weren't fat enough to have a problem sitting next to somebody.
I'm sitting there for a little while, Kev, and I'm loving it. It's just like the third inning, and this dude came up in a hurry in the row in front of me, and he just long-legged over the whole aisle of seats and sat in the seat next to me. I'm like, oh, shit, people.
He's coming back.
Well, nobody was sitting there, but he's here for the game now, and it's his seat. And I'm like, oh, do you have one more coming because we can move down? He's like, yeah, I got one more coming. So we shifted.
He didn't.
He did.
Oh, okay.
But wait till you hear this. Not a fat. This bitch pulls up fully handicapped, which that sucks, but like it's temporary, right? She had like a brace on, but she had like the Stone Cold Steve Austin leg brace. You know what I'm talking
I got
about?
one of them. Oh,
The knee brace thing.
yeah.
So she comes hobbling in like,
Just throwing her shit
and we all
around.
had to stand up. We basically had to like leave the aisle so she could get in and out, and she kept going in and out for the rest of the game.
Oh, she had to pay.
Yeah, but every time she got up, she'd hobble over, and I'm like, this bitch
Yeah.
about to hit me with a stunner. Like,
She's gonna kick you first, real quick.
if you want to get
I
up
was
and let me
fat
go to the
before.
bathroom, give me a hell
Kind of
yeah.
heavier.
Were you?
I remember a time in my life. I was only 30 pounds more than I am now. It was the biggest I ever was. But I used to have to like semi hold my breath to tie my shoes. Or put my shoes on or tie my shoes. I'd be like, like I was was diving underwater or something. I'd be like, all right, hold on.
You keep saying shit like that when I'm drinking.
And then I go down and I'm running out of breath. I got to double knot it. And then come back up, breach for air, and then
I
dive back down for the next one.
I drew the line when I was like taking shits and I could feel my tits hit my stomach.
Yeah.
I was like, I can feel that now. It's time to lose weight.
I've been pretty on it, though, lately. Like, I've been eating a lot healthier.
No, you look good. You lost weight, for sure.
30 pounds.
No, you look sharp. It's good. I do want to mention, we got a few.
Hold on, I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
What kind of Tesla did Tom get?
He's got not the plaid. The next one down. The three, John? I don't know.
But do you know what model it is? Is it still the fit? Because the plaid's like a package you can add to.
He's got the one with, I know they have like ones with 2 motors, 4 motors, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
His is, I don't know exactly.
They're still pretty quick.
It's his shit's fast.
Did he launch it for Bri? For little Bri?
He didn't for him. He did it for me before.
For Big Bri?
For Big Bri, yeah.
Nice.
Wait, to Tom's credit, I think we should incorporate a little structure.
Okay.
And we are. It's still a very loose structure, but like I have some bullet points.
It can go anywhere.
I got some bullet points tonight.
Let's hear 'em.
All right. Number 1, we got beef podcast, but cut for sound beef.
Yeah.
We got cut for sound beef
God.
between listeners.
I know.
Between listeners, this is crazy. It's juicy. It's drama. Before we get into that, let's tease it up a little bit with that. But before we get into that, there's other things. So I want to like for the third time carry something, like mention the same thing. Tom. So you know how he said, "Oh, you guys, the structure, and you lost me, and blah 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 blah." So I let Nia at the shop.
Yeah.
I let her listen to the second episode. Now, mind you, she was doing artwork while she listened.
Right.
But she like faded off and then came back and started listening again at a certain point. And I was like, well, you got to tell me where that happened. And she's like, it could have been because I was doing art and trying to make really nice excuses, but I know it's more than that. So I want to know the science. So I said, no, I skipped through it like every 30 seconds. The part where I'm talking about how Tom's talking about you lost me is where I lost Nia.
Oh, God.
So I was like, we can't mention losing people anymore.
And
it's like
you just did it again.
Yeah, well,
this is the
last summoning, the last mention. Yeah, that's it.
Well, did he listen to the second one and think that it was?
He loved it. Because we mentioned,
threw him a line.
Yeah, we did. But no, he liked the second one a lot. He said, you guys can just talk to each other. Well, it's because we do.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Also, Nia, back to that. She like heard from someone else that she knows. Oh, I think it was actually Eileen. She works with Eileen. So Nia was talking to Eileen, and Eileen mentioned how we used to do these freestyles and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And Nia was unaware of the other one. She thought she was just... Because Nia knew about the Halloween freestyles you did. And
unaware of what other one?
The ones that I have...
Driving...
From 2011.
Oh, man, shit.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
So I gave her a snippet.
Of all my shit, right?
No.
Yeah, I know
Only
how you
one.
do it. You throw me out there. You don't put your own shit out there.
Let's just say this. I don't have any. I've never done any.
Yeah.
But the one snippet I did do an intro in one for you.
How about the fucking one in the car with me, you and Joel?
Let me tell you which one I showed her.
Okay.
We ripping dicks off from the West Coast to the East.
That's crazy. Everybody gets a piece.
Yeah, you know the words. Come on. So I let her have a snippet. She's like, I need to hear the whole thing. Can you airdrop it to me? I was like, I will never do that.
No, you can't.
I will never do that. I was like, you just heard a snippet. That's all you get.
That's sensitive information.
That is private.
That has not been declassified.
But then I scrolled and showed her how many there were. She's like, y'all got to show
There's
them.
got to be 100.
More.
Yeah.
More. Every time you got in my car,
Yeah,
you
it was
were
like 3 days a
"Bri,
week."
Put a beetle.
Yeah, 3 days a week, fucking 15 minutes in the car everywhere we go.
Yeah, so that happened. But at some point, I think we should sample some of your material.
Mine,
Yeah,
not ours.
no.
Mine.
What? I mean, I could cut it if you want. I could cut a new intro, and you could do one for everybody on the spot.
I'm not doing one. Not yet. I'll do one.
He's not.
It's
ready.
got to be.
He will.
It's got to be like a holiday or a birthday,
That's fair.
something to celebrate, not just me out here fucking freestyling
That's true.
on the podcast.
I know you mentioned you had some topics you wanted to bring up too. Before we get into we do have listener beef because I'm excited about the listener beef. I kind of want to hold off on that because it's not just a little bit of a feud or some beef. There's a proposition at the end,
Yeah.
and then we need to have
This can
a
turn
response. Yeah,
Into some good entertainment for.
yeah, could be good. But so what was that thing you wanted to talk about?
Me?
Yeah, you mentioned all these things you wanted to talk
No,
about.
I didn't. I did not. But are you gonna do the ant and? seed announcement?
That's what we're holding off on.
Oh, that was.
We're teasing that up.
Okay, so I didn't have a bunch of topics, right?
You know nothing?
I know things, but I don't know.
Okay.
The one thing that I want to talk about, and this is probably going to happen later on in a future episode, probably, is I want to bring, maybe not as a first guest, but I want to bring Mikey on, your cousin,
Oh.
and I want to talk about these nationals or whatever the fuck.
See,
they're called.
you were so interested in aliens. Now you're going the other way.
We can talk about aliens.
No, I was talking about like aliens. Human aliens.
Yeah, animatrons,
Clones.
demons,
Demonoids.
demonoids. No, but I just because it's so entertaining to hear that side of the law or
Or the other side of thought.
maritime law
like,
or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh.
He drives around with a fucking cardboard license plate,
It's plastic.
a plastic license plate with Sharpie on it. Probably.
He does.
How do you get that off? Imagine having the kind of stones it takes, Bri, to throw that on your car.
That is it's impressive. That's impressive. I don't know. Cuz I don't fully prescribe.
Right.
I'm going to be frank. I don't buy into it at all. I don't believe it, not even a little. I think it sounds good.
I just want to see the documents that they are like going off of. Like, okay, back in the fucking Constitution or whatever they're claiming.
Right.
This is like the sovereign citizen kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whatever they're claiming. Okay, it might. They're like, oh well, it says that the government, like you're a corporate. Show me though. Show it to me.
It's almost like, to me, it feels like, we were talking about Neil deGrasse
It feels
Tyson and
like
science.
bullshit.
Complicating stuff so much. Listen, if there was some magic words that you could say to a cop to not get a ticket,
Right.
don't you think we'd all been doing that by now?
Somebody, yeah.
Right, but everyone that tries it fails, and then they go back to their assembly of people.
And they get a fucking ticket.
And they get the ticket, and they pay the ticket or they don't, but there's repercussions, right? So every time this shit happens, and then they try to go and like be like, well, I did all the things. I said all the magic words, and they'll be like, you can fight that. You guys need some affidavits. You got to go to court. When you go to court, you don't step behind this thing. And they start really like, and then people try this shit, look insane, and it doesn't work, and they end up paying it, and it's like, oh, you just didn't do it right. You got to do it this way. And they just keep moving the goalpost. And like, at what point do you say, all right, I'm not trying?
I've been duped.
Right. Because it always comes down to me, like, when do they ask you for the money? It's a pyramid. Like, when do they ask, oh, you need to buy something? You need to put your money in this bank? At what point do they say...
Right. Does
right,
he pay them?
I don't know. Then we have him on. We'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
But since
And
we're on
that
the
whole
topic...
seed retention thing.
don't air him out too quick. Let him do that. Yeah, we talk about that later. Yeah. But Kev, let me ask you something now.
It's very interesting.
Since we're on the topic of guests,
Yeah.
I've had a few people, do exactly what we said they were going to do.
Wow.
Ask to be a guest.
Yeah. Me too.
I feel like if someone asks, that's an automatic no. Like you're banned.
Well, so there's like a couple ways to think about it, right? There's a little bit of like, oh, I'm flattered, but not really. But
It's self-serving to ask. Like,
well,
it-
I just think they see something fun and they want to have fun, and that's cool.
that is cool.
But from our point of view, maybe, or
I want coasters.
it might be like, well, where the fuck were you the whole last 5 years of everything? Nowhere.
Right.
No, not near me.
Now you saw a fancy clip on Instagram and you want to be.
And it's not even anything.
It's
Like,
not. It's very raw right now.
It's
very-
raw.
No,
fucking raw.
No, it's like not an omelet yet. It's still just a yolk.
Like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fucking raw.
I like when Gordon Ramsay tells people to fuck off upstairs.
Fuck off. Yeah.
He'll be
Hey, you, fuck off.
he'll be like,
Come here. He tells him to come here, and then he tells him to fuck off.
he commands respect. He'll be like,
I fuck with Gordon Ramsay.
you a bloody muppet. You're a muppet. Come here, you muppet. Fuck off.
Is that what he says, Muppet?
He's called people a muppet before.
I thought he was going like a mop head, like you mop head. Like
No.
I don't know what he's saying half the time. I always understand the piss off or fuck off.
He'll be like, come here, you muppet. And they'll be like, fuck off upstairs.
Oh my god! He'll be like,
This fish is raw.
it's fucking. Come here, feel this. Put your hand on that.
I
It's
watched
fucking raw.
I watched him punch a piece of raw fish and smash it everywhere.
Exploded, right? I saw that. He's a legend, and
He could beat Neil deGrasse Tyson up.
he
could
would knock
fuck
him the
up.
fuck out.
Clean his clock.
He would knock him the fuck out.
He would fuck him up.
But yeah, when you see him, like, so I went to Hell's Kitchen before in Atlantic
For the
City.
show?
No,
Oh.
the one in Atlantic City in, I don't know what it is, Caesars or something.
Yeah.
And I've been there a couple times. It's great. I love it. Love the fucking food there. But the staff there, the waitress and whoever, they said he comes in there so often, and he's
That shit was loud.
and they say he's a really nice guy. He was super nice to his like staff, and whenever you see him with the little kids, he's really nice. So it's cool to see that side. But I love when he fucking fries these
He's just
people.
intimidating when he's got an apron and a chef coat.
Yeah,
Cut for sound. Do your little restart. I'll keep everything else rolling. You know, I'll do it for you. I'm right next to it.
there you go.
Don't move. I got
I
you.
won't. So you gotta, I guess, stop it and then start it. Pry.
You got your timer set?
I can start it whenever.
What are you about to say?
Why did you throw me under the bus with the topics? I didn't have the fucking topic.
I thought it would be funny. But don't start talking until I'm all settled in.
All right.
All right. I'm back, Kev.
He's back. We're all back.
I do want coasters for the show.
Yeah. I want
And then we could
coasters.
sell them on our merch website. We're going to make a Shopify.
Yeah, I
Cut
want.
for sound.
I want coffee mugs.
I think everybody wants them. By the way, all 122 of our listeners,
That's pretty. That's.
I checked the metrics.
I'm happy with that. What was that for the first episode or the second? We didn't check the second as much.
No, we didn't check the second yet, but we did like a weird soft launch because
Yeah.
it's my fault. It's Chris Don's fault.
Really?
Not really, but I like to blame him for shit now.
Well,
No, what it said was if you posted, it could take up to 24 hours to post to all streaming services. I did it, and then I was taking a shit, which, by the way,
Nice.
looked just like a turtle
Hold
that got
on.
ran over.
Speaking of that, real quick, I sent that to fucking Nitz last night.
How did he like it?
I'm gonna tell you. Oh, I was on the phone with him, so I was like, "Yo, Brian sent me some. I'm gonna show you this picture." He
He doesn't listen to our podcast.
No,
Okay.
and he goes, and I'm laying in bed, and it's on speakerphone, and my girl's right next to me, and I send it to him. He has no idea what I'm sending. It's like 12 o'clock at night. I send it to him, and all I hear is he's driving. He's like, "Oh wow," he's like, he goes, "That looks like a turtle." It's just like,
No fucking way.
I swear to God. And I was like, dude, you have no fucking idea. I was like, that's what, when you're turtle head in it, that's
the body.
That's the whole
That's
thing.
the turtle body.
Yeah, you didn't make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's so funny.
We both just started fucking dying.
So it's funny because, like, I think I might even been texting you while I was shitting. Because
My brother just texted me and said, "You northwested?"
he's listening right now.
Yes, he was listening.
So tell him, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not in the dark.
Yeah, I definitely did.
We could talk about Ray in a minute.
Oh, God.
No, but so I was shitting and I went on the podcast app just to see, and it was posted immediately. So I let it go on a Saturday. I know it's supposed to drop on Sunday, but it was on a Saturday. But anyway, that shit looked just like the same turtle if it got ran over by a semi. So I almost sent you some roadkill, but I spared you.
I seen a turtle get fucking obliterated the other day.
That's another thing. I really don't care a whole lot. Like, I
About
feel bad.
turtle?
No, I care, but like, there's a lot of people that like. I'm not trying to sacrifice plastic straws and plastic bags.
For turtles.
Fuck the turtles. Is that crazy to say?
It's not crazy.
I don't care.
I'm too soft for the.
If I saw a turtle crossing the street, I'm saving it. I don't want it to die.
Yeah.
I
But
don't litter. I don't litter, Kev.
Right.
Like, I want my plastic straws and my plastic bags.
I'm pretty sure that when we recycle, it goes to the same fucking landfill as the trash.
Which is where the turtles breed. It's their breeding ground.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I want to Google that because I always fucking.
You want a reason to use that.
I want a reason to use this computer sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
And I hate when. So
This is
someone
my
came
issue.
into my house and was like, "Where's your recyclables?" And I'm like, "Just throw that shit in the trash."
I
And
don't
they're like,
recycle.
They're like, "Why? Like, you don't have a..." And if I believed it, because I used to, I would definitely separate my shit. But I'm pretty sure it all goes to the same landfill and gets covered up by the same dirt under the same fucking hill, and it's literally pointless.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna figure that out while you're doing your thing.
Well, while you're figuring that out, I guess we've teased it up long enough. We can mention the beef before we get before we get into the Chronicles of Ray.
Yeah. Oh my god, my brother is fucking insane.
Right, but
I'm airing his shit out.
remember how mad he used to get when I would call him Waymond?
Yeah, Wayman.
Waymond.
Remember when you gave him the tetanus shot?
Yeah.
He did not like that.
No, he reminded me of that. I saw him the other day, like a couple weeks ago. He like turned into.
Tell him what the tetanus shot was. We were at Acme, I think.
No, we were out front of your house and behind
Wow.
Avalon flooring or whatever.
We weren't walking into the food market. thing?
Nah, we were on the porch. We were on the porch out front. And he didn't think that I had like, I guess I was like, he just didn't think that I looked like I could punch him really hard.
Yeah, but he did something disrespectful, didn't
He punched me.
he? Yeah.
He punched me in the arm and I like didn't flinch at all. I was like, yo, how many percents do you want? I was like, you're getting
You had to
one
calibrate
I was
your
like,
fucking
I was like,
punch?
no, I was like, you're getting one back. Now I can give you like 2 40% shots, or I could give you like 165%. And he was like, give me the one. Like he knew he was getting one.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, but I punched him like right between where your shoulder muscle and your like bicep meet, like that's like the worst spot in the arm to
Yeah,
get. Like if it was a little lower, he'd have been fine. A
You
little
could feel
higher,
the bone, like,
he'd have
right
been fine. Yeah, so I just like gave it to him good, and I pretty much like laced with my 2 top knuckles really good, like got him, and he said his arm went numb and shit, and he was all black and blue. Pretty sure. Said it felt like a tetanus shot.
Yo, so a funny story about my brother. One time, so me, him, and my cousin, and you're in
Platt?
Yeah, Platt.
Did we not want to say Platt?
No, we can say Platt.
Okay.
You know how we are, like in group messages and just we're pretty raunchy motherfuckers. Yeah. So my brother thought he was texting the group chat.
Oh no!
And he was texting a group chat, but it wasn't the one.
It wasn't the one.
But it wasn't a text. He was sending a video.
Oh no! Oh no!
And I don't know how.
Who was in the group?
I'll tell you, but let me tell you what. In the home group.
The group.
I don't know if he was hungover or what, but so he's in the bathroom and he's like, somehow he got shit on the ceiling, right? In the bed, like on the floor and on the ceiling. I don't know how, if he got on his hand and like flicked it or whatever.
Or did it just come out with velocity and spray?
Like it ricocheted off
like the magic bullet,
and just hit the
like the JFK
ceiling.
bullet. Yeah. There was multiple shooters, Kev. Yeah. There was multiple shooters.
No, it was the driver. He turned around. So he takes a video. He's like on the toilet. Takes a video. You can see his dick in the video. Like it's like a selfie facing him, and he's like showing the floor and then the ceiling, and he sends it. And I get the message because I'm in.
It's like your mom and sister too.
It's my mom.
No way.
It's every woman in my family.
No way.
It's my mom, my sister, my 2 aunts, my mom's aunt, my grandma.
Oh my God, that's before the unsend feature.
Yeah. So he sends it. This was years ago. He sends it.
How old was he?
And
How old was he?
He was still a teenager. He was probably
oh my God.
18, 19. Okay. And I see like the group chat with my family go off, and it's my brother, so I watch it, and he sends this video, and I'm watching the video, and I text him, I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And then my aunt, like on the side, and then my aunt, my mom's sister, sees it. She's like, "Oh my God, Raymond, what the like what the hell?" And then she's like, "Nobody watch this video. Nobody click on the video." Yeah, he hits me up. I'm like, "Bro, you sent that to Aunt Leah, Aunt Christy, Aunt Marie.
Oh my God,
everybody.
No fucking way."
So not only do they see his dick and shit, they see his shit on the ceiling and all over. Like what the fuck,
bro? No fucking way.
Yeah. So I think actually, like some of them took heed to her message and didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But
Oh God.
the fact that he did that was
your aunt saw it though.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild.
They all probably watched it. And
they watched it.
Just don't
Everybody
talk about it.
They're all scarred. That's crazy,
dude. That was wild.
Yeah.
I got so many
so
stories.
Funny, though. I fuck with Ray, bro.
Oh my
He's
God,
cool.
I love him to death. But there's so many fucking funny stories, and I'm pretty sure he's like my Frankenstein. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like growing up with me.
Oh yeah, you created that monster.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
I watched you do half of it.
I know. Dude.
You created that.
There was a time.
You and Platt too, like, and then like all your friends, like we all would just be
Oh
bad
my
examples.
God.
We were horrible.
And back when I was like, you know, running around doing drugs and shit, like he's found so much shit he shouldn't have find and like,
yeah,
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But another story about him.
Yeah, Chronicles of Ray.
Yeah, the Chronicles of Ray. I got to tell at least one story every time about this kid.
Yeah,
but you're gonna get 2 this time. So he just does like. Just random shit. He's very sporadic. He's got ADHD, and I guess his like on and off switch is extremely fucked up.
Yeah.
So I remember one time, me and Platt This is when he lived with me in my mom's house where we used to draw up in that room. Remember, I had the 2 bunk beds and then another bed.
Yeah.
It was my bed. So we're all living in one room. Me and my little brother and my fucking cousin Platinum. And me and Platt, we're probably fucking super like sick or hungover from the night before.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I was. I think I actually got up and went to work, but Platt was definitely sick up on the top bunk. And my brother's getting ready for school one morning. And he wakes Platt up on the top bunk for no reason, like 6:30 in the morning or whatever, 7 in the morning. And Platt's like, what? And he like looks down and he fucking... He pulls his... He's like, I got something to show you. He's like, okay. He's like, what? And he pulls his pants down and he points to his like one of his nuts and he's like, that's Chauncey. He's like, and you see this here? That's Quincy. He's like, you got a problem with this? I'm just like, what the fuck? He pulls his pants up and walks out of the room. And we're just like, Platt's like, dude, he calls me. He's like, yo, do you know what your brother did to me earlier today? And I'm like, what? And he tells me, I'm like, this kid's just fucking insane.
He's a menace.
And then Platt got kicked out of my house for pissing the bed one. Pissing the top bunk.
He pissed the top bunk. He made that
My mom's
waterfall.
like, yo, you gotta go. I'm sorry, I love you so much, but you gotta fucking go.
He's doing good now. Mm-hmm. That's so funny, though.
He's doing real good. He just got married.
Wow. I wanted to mention this earlier. I was talking to Tom today, and he wants to... Well, I told him...
Your
I'm like,
brother?
yeah, I says to him, I says to him...
He says?
You're going to be a guest. And he's like... You know, I told him it would be like later on or whatever. Mm-hmm. Because what I really want him to do is come on, and I want to title the episode Tampa Through Tom's Eyes.
Okay.
And I want him to recount the entire Tampa trip. Because he wasn't down there to work with us.
The Tampa trip I was on?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
The whole thing.
What, from you calling him?
So no.
Or from Fran?
Well, let's not give anything away about Tampa, because if you don't know, it'll be good. I want it just the whole story right through his eyes.
God.
And then we can talk about what really went on.
Well, that's got to be soon, because that's good money.
That's good money, but it's so fucking funny when you hear it, because Tom is not from the same world that, like, you know how like Bane was like born in the darkness, right? Tom's like extra on the movie, right? Like he's not. He's like he's the guy sipping champagne with like Jeff Bezos and like you know.
Very formal.
He's not from the mud, like so.
The trenches.
So through his eyes, it's really funny to hear how he saw the whole thing. And
why has he like talked to you about it?
It just, you know, the way we behave is very foreign to him, so it's funny,
dude.
But he like just rolls with it. But like, it's funny to hear him talk about it. So we got to come back to that. I did skip over. I'm teasing them. I'm giving everyone blue balls about our listener beef. Okay, let's go into that.
Okay.
How much you got on your thing over there? All right, that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. So, all right, so we had mentioned some things in past episodes, right?
Yeah.
And I had a caller. I had someone phone into the show. I had a caller phone into the show. They were upset with some of the facts that I was citing. Right?
Yeah.
So, but what let me explain.
Claims were made.
Claims were made. So I was repeating what I was misinformed by the misinformed. But I want to correct some things. I am not an authority on gearhead shit. I do not know.
No.
So here's what I said. What I said was that a specific resident of a certain county had the fastest car in that county, Cape May County, the fastest car, the fastest BMW, the fastest BMW in Cape May County, and that claim is I'm not going to say it's not proven or it is proven. It's just been disputed, and it's been disputed in a very aggressive way.
Yeah, it has.
So what was said to me was,
Can we say who?
I'm going to.
Okay.
But we're coming around from the side.
All right.
Let's put the facts out there
Flanking
before
them.
Yeah, we'll put the facts on the table and we'll let the audience decide. So what was said to me was, I would eat him alive in reverse.
Ooh, that was sad.
He said I could smoke him in reverse without looking backwards, with no hands on the carbon fiber steering wheel. Tinted out, everything.
He said he would give him 5 cars and the leave.
I don't know what that means.
I'm not in.
He said I
I'm
give
not
you
a gearhead.
five spaces of 5 car lengths.
5 car lengths and the leave, which means there's no countdown. It's he
You
goes
go-
and then you can go
you
as soon
chase
as
him
you
down.
as soon as you can react. I think
That's some gearhead shit.
But he gets to just go when he wants, and you.
You know what else they said to me? It felt
2
like
people actually. claim
because they have twin turbo
But one
cars.
of one of the
Or
people who
twin
has
cars.
claimed this is that he's not from Cape May County.
Right, which is why
The other
Cedon's
person-
claim might substantiate.
You told him.
Well, we know one party because it was said in the last episode.
Cedon's.
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
So, on an episode, I don't know I think it was the first, right? I think
So it was the first episode that the claim was made.
because we were talking about how Cedon's stole your battery or whatever.
Which, shout out to Cedon's again, because he also loaned me a camera so we can put this whole video out.
Yeah.
And we might not use it tonight because his settings are different, but
Yeah.
he let me use it. And shout out to
We're,
Cedon's.
we're grateful for that. But
There's
the
a beef
person
brewing.
that
There's
is-
beef brewing.
the person that really has a claim here is from Cape May
From Cape May County.
Does have a BMW. I believe it's the same one, a 340.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's say that this gentleman is somewhat infamous, especially for some car shit.
Yeah. I've known him
He's a bit of a villain.
I've known him for 6 years, 7 years, and
Yeah.
he's had a new car every 6 months. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
At some
but-
point, it's a numbers game. You're bound to have the fast. No, but he put work into this.
Yeah, he did.
He said to me, the other party, not Cedon's, he says to me, he goes, he ain't running ethanol. I said, what's that mean?
E85.
I said, do you got to drive around with a gas tank that's not where your gas tank should be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to go to.
It's a lot of work to go fast.
Let's just tell him who it was.
All right.
It was
the homie, another homie.
It was a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Aunt Cillian.
Yeah. He's a good friend of mine
He's
too.
claiming.
Listen, when he hit me with I got a bone to pick with you about something you said in the last podcast.
Yeah.
I said, oh, we got to take this serious. Now there's claims were made,
And I said, well, Aunt, you don't live in Cape May County
which was
anymore.
why the specifics did matter.
Yeah.
But he went to put in a formal offer. You know what he said to me? He says to me, he goes,
What he says?
he goes, tell him I'll race him for pinkies.
I don't.
He said, he didn't say it like that, but he's like, he went, man, see?
Yeah, tell him to put his slips up.
Put him slips up. Yeah. No, he did. He said, if Chris wants to accept the offer, which he won't. Also, it wasn't
I
like
think they should
hard
race, and
feelings.
we should film it, and then we could
chop it
slide
up.
it in the in the pod.
Yeah. I wish I cared more about car stuff. I'm just not that kind of guy. Like, I'm a guy like
I want a nice car. I don't want to have to do shit to my
I'd
car
rather have
that
luxury inside and with like a semi fast. Like, I still want to be able to like blow the doors off some SUV that's going slow. But like, I don't need to be.
I like my car looking nice.
I want to be able to get the gas I use at every gas station. You know what I'm saying? That's
I
crazy.
don't have to drive 45 minutes out of the way.
Is that what they probably
it might
order
even?
it.
I don't even know how far it
Yeah.
is. I know it is kind of far.
But either way, at some point we might get these get some footage of them racing. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll just, it could be for nothing, but,
Well, no, we got to make them race for something. Now, if they don't want to trade cars, they have the loser should have to like.
I think they should both get tattooed.
They should have to.
I think the winner could pick his tattoo.
No, they give Chauncey and Quentin a kiss or something.
Quincy.
Quincy and Chauncey.
Chauncey and Quincy.
Yeah.
I think the winner should be able to get a tattoo of their choice.
From you?
Within reason. Yeah.
Wait, why are we giving tattoos?
Because
they're
this
beefs
is
with
what's
each other.
Listen. Because
Okay.
the loser doesn't get to pick his tattoo.
Oh, wait, like the show.
Yeah.
So
I guess I don't know.
So wait, the winner picks his own tattoo. No.
Maybe the winner-
The winner picks the tattoo the loser has to get.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I'm down
I
with
don't
that.
know if you get him to agree to it. We should have Darren and Ant race because Darren was the other guy.
Darren was the other guy.
Yeah, Seabass.
And they have pretty comparable cars. I don't know who's.
No, Darren and Ant said they could beat Chris.
Well, Darren and Ant have virtually the same car.
Right, which is why there's no point in them racing.
They all have the same car, I think. It's just
I have no clue.
Ant and them got turbos.
He said,
and-
yo, when you were asking questions, I heard him in the back. He's like, he's stage 2. Like, I don't know what the fuck that means, but it
He's
sounded like
stage-
like an insult. He's like,
He's stage 2 in ethanol, which means he didn't do anything to his engine. Or like, I guess this is what it means. I'm not a gearhead.
You know an alarming amount about gearhead shit.
It's only because I hang out with these motherfuckers and that's their life.
I don't
So
know,
I hear
man.
about it
You
all the
sure you're
time.
not ready to like take the governor off your straight pipe or some shit?
I think I was thinking about doing a Hellcat swap, but I don't think
What
I'm
the
gonna
fuck is a Hellcat swap? Oh, the engine?
putting a Hellcat engine in my Durango.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just see death when I do that because I don't really have good judgment with.
How many car accidents have you been in your life?
I've been in 3,
Weren't you ejected?
but they were a week apart from each other.
three in 3 weeks.
1 week, 3 in a row. Yeah.
I've been in a lot of car accidents, but I haven't been
I've
in
probably
any.
been in more, but like
Knock
they
on
were
wood.
like the ones that stick out to me.
I haven't been in any in over 11 years. I totaled 3 cars in my first 2 years driving.
I mean, I hit that deer. Is that a car accident?
Did you do it
deer-
on purpose?
No.
Then it was an accident.
Yeah. I cream pied that motherfucker.
Did you? I had a deer before.
Yo, I was coming home from Vineland in a Honda Civic, 2009 Honda Civic. And I'm coming down 47.
That's the original Gearhead modded out car. That and like a neon.
The VTEC motor
Yeah,
and shit,
yeah.
some shit. So I'm coming down and I'm on my phone straight up. Just
Yeah.
fucking texting away.
Clearly
or
not paying
scrolling
attention.
something.
Yeah, smoke
But it's
Bambi.
fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah.
the only thing I could have hit was a fucking deer. And I look up and see this deer. Probably by the time I look up was 20 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
But dead on. And I said, fuck it. If we're going to hell, we're going to hell, right?
Yeah.
Didn't even brake. Didn't brake, didn't swerve, didn't do nothing. Didn't even like really put both hands on the wheel. Just still have my phone in my hand.
You seen
Crushed
it?
this
You-
thing. Crushed this thing. You know the dude, the pastor dude he talks about crumpling that kid?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
He's
when
like,
he
I crumpled him.
That's what I did to this fucking
Wait,
dude.
can we? We're playing a soundbite of the crumple thing
Yeah.
right there.
And that's when he found God.
Yeah.
Fucking crumpled
Crumpled
his deer. Just keep driving. Just keep going. My car's smoking.
Oh my
Eventually,
God.
probably like a quarter mile down the road, like after the shit, I pull over and I was like, I call for someone to pick me up.
What, the car was totaled?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was-
So it crumpled your shit too.
Yeah.
You got crumpled.
Yeah. But I lived.
Yeah.
He didn't.
You won.
He didn't live.
He took the L. That's crazy.
Nothing's crazier than that one car accident. So the story of me getting ejected.
Yeah. Yeah. You getting erected from the car.
So in 2009, September of 2009, I don't know if it was at Irish Festival
Okay.
in North Wildwood.
Northwest Wildwood.
Yeah,
Okay.
North Wildwood. And I wasn't old enough to drink, but I was drinking, amongst other things.
Yeah.
So I'm getting fucked up. Drove there, getting fucked up, and then with a couple buddies of mine.
Care to name them? Or no?
Yeah, it was my buddy Mina,
Yeah.
My buddy Joe Staley. I guess I don't have to put.
You don't need that last name in there.
Yeah. It was
okay, I'll bleep that out.
It's my buddy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then this kid Brandon. So we're getting fucked up. I think we were drinking like Canadian gin or Canadian whiskey or something fucking gross.
Okay.
And smoking weed, doing other shit. And so the night goes on. I get really fucked up. I get in my car. We all get into my car. My truck is an F-150. And we're leaving. And we come up from the bay towards the beach, come up to New Jersey Avenue. Actually, before that, I was blowing every stop sign on my way down 8th Street towards New Jersey Avenue, towards the beach. And when I get to New Jersey Avenue, like an asshole, I was like, you think I was like, third time's a charm, right? And fucking like blowing through the stop sign.
Yeah.
And I was going fast as fuck. Blow through the stop sign, T-bone a Scion TC with 5 people in it.
Oh my God.
4 people in my car, 5 people in that car. So T-bone the car, start sliding sideways, hit the curb with my driver's side tires, both the front and back. And I didn't have my seatbelt on and my window was open, and it starts to do like a kickflip. I get launched out of my fucking car. Another person got launched out of my car too, but somehow was completely fine. People say he landed on his feet. I was knocked the fuck out in a coma. So I land, but the corner now has a building, but it was like the only corner that was an empty lot at the time. So I got really lucky. I would have pancaked the fucking house and died. So I land in the lot. Fucking the car flips upside down on its like roof and then flips back over on its tires, all coming like towards me because I flew out. It's all coming towards me. Lands within a couple feet. If it would have went a little further, it would have crushed me. And then I'm knocked out on the ground. My one buddy broke his wrist. The other kid, Mina, was fine. And
how about the people in the car you hit?
I don't know much about them. I think the driver or somebody like fucked up their back. I fucked up their back.
Yeah,
I blew their back out.
Yeah, you blew their back out.
But I think they were all done up on coke, so they couldn't really do nothing in court.
Oh, no way. No way. God bless North Wildwood, bro. That's crazy.
So, I mean, so was I, but, you know.
But you were in a coma. So.
Yeah, I was in a coma.
Yeah.
So I get airlifted. I get picked up. So everybody sees it. There's a video. Somebody had a video, not of the accident, but of like them filming themselves or whatever was going on around them, and you hear it in the background.
No way.
Yeah. So then, another kid, I think Rob, was walking by. This kid Rob I know was walking by and sees the ambulance like pulling, like cutting the clothes off of somebody, and it was me.
Yeah.
And he didn't know at the time until after the fact. So they take me to the football field in Wildwood, and they have a helicopter come and take me to Atlantic City. I was in a coma. They couldn't really. Atlantic City sent me to fucking Cooper in Camden, I believe, the trauma center.
Yeah. So
I'm in. I'm there. Whatever. Knocked out. The police knew who I was, and they knew my family, and they like knew my mom, my grandfather. My grandfather lived in North Wildwood at the time, well, his whole life. But so the police go and get my grandfather to bring him to tell my mom I died because
they just didn't.
It was like an impossibility that I fucking lived, but I did. So they go get my mom. So in the middle of the night, police knock on the door of my mom's house, and it's my grandfather, and she's like, well, what the fuck's going on? Like this is insane. And he's like, it's about Kevin. He's alive, but he's not doing too well or whatever. And then, so she's bugging out. At this point, I was still in Atlantic City because they didn't send me over yet. And then, so my grandfather and my mom and my grandmom get in the car and go to Atlantic City. My grandpa's a G, first off, by the way. He's gone now, rest in peace. But He's a G. So they're in Atlantic City at a red light, and some dude like is talking shit to my grand. I don't know if he was. I think he was in the car in front of him or behind him. And it was like little road rage was going on. So the dude gets out of his car and goes up to my grandfather's window, and my grandpa cracks the window. So the guy's got to like get in to like really fucking say what he wants to say. And when the dude like leans in, my grandfather opens the door and bashes him in the face with the door twice. And the dude falls on the ground and he just peels off and goes to the hospital. And my mom's hysterical because she thinks her son's dying.
Yeah, he wasn't beat.
Nah. So they get there, and I guess they just tell him they're sending me here or whatever. So I wake up the next day. And I wake up strapped to this hospital bed. And it's tilted kind of. So I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I can't move my arms. And there's a nurse with her back to me, like doing something, paperwork or something. I'm like, I can't talk because there's 2 tubes down my throat. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck's going on, first of all? And how do I get the fuck out of this? So I start like shaking my arms to like I felt like I was in like some human centipede shit or something.
You better be tough.
Yeah. Start shaking my arms, and she turns and she's like, oh, wow, glad to see you're awake. Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. Like,
He just got gagging on a tube.
She's like, all right, well, I have to make sure you can breathe on your own because, like, to pull the ventilator out and shit. So she's like, you got to, like, suck air in. And I'm like, oh. She's like, all right, one more time. I'm going to pull it out. So I'm, like, breathing in as she's pulling these fucking tubes out of my throat. That was like so uncomfortable. And then I'm just sitting there, still strapped to the bed. They unstrap me, put me like wheel me over like to like just a regular bedroom thing or whatever, like a room in the hospital.
Yeah.
And then the doctor comes in with like a chart, and he's like, oh, Mr. Smith, good to see you're awake. He's like, I'm just going over your chart here, and you got 7 different drugs in your system. Yeah. And I'm like, and the first thing I said to him, I was like, do you got to tell my mom that? He's like, son, you're a grown man. He's like, I can't tell her that. Yeah. And then he's like, unless you give me permission. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, it's probably going to be better coming from him than me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, you can. So she comes in. He like lists all the drugs. It was fucking horrible. And she's just happy that her son's alive. Yeah. But
best time to let them know that you have a problem is when you just almost died.
Right.
So they're just gonna like
everything's brushed to the side. We just want you to be okay. Yeah. Like, so all I really had was I was in a coma for a little bit, and I had a pinhole puncture in my lung. That was it. Yeah. And it just would heal on its own. It wasn't like
That's
anything
so wild, bro.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
I didn't even really have like scratches or nothing.
No.
Like I was crazy. Like fine.
Wow.
So that's
wild.
That's why every year to this day, every fucking year, my mom calls me, Kevin. And now it's every time there's a festival in Wildwood, a jazz festival, Italian festival, fucking barbecue festival.
I was at the barbecue this week.
Yeah. And she calls me and she said, I want you to stay away from North Wildwood this week. I'm like, okay, Mom. And I do, but.
Well, Darren didn't. I saw he posted.
Yeah, they were down there.
They were down there.
Yeah.
With Foe and them.
Foe and them. And they might even been with fucking Man-Mans and them.
They might have been with Chauncey and Quincy.
He was probably down there. Chauncey and Quincy were probably there.
Oh, they were definitely there.
They get right.
Yeah. That's wild, Kev. Yeah, I'm glad you lived through that one. You had some other near deaths that I'm glad you made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You and Mark.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, we don't have to go. But I be knowing. Yeah.
It was I woke up with that one sunburnt. That one.
Yeah,
pissed.
Pissed.
Pissed to be alive that I was sunburned.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's tough. Like, I don't know about is there a purpose or not, you know what I mean, in life, but there's definitely been some things that I shouldn't be here for.
Yeah, no, that's true. Look,
now life is beautiful.
I do want to comment on that because I have my own list of stories. It's not the same. I've never been in that kind of a car accident, but situations I shouldn't have survived through. And I will say, in hindsight, after the fact, it's almost impossible to not look at it and be like, something. Doesn't got to be you can call it God, you call it the universe, you can say your higher self, you could say, but it's just something more than coincidence. Just something a little bit more, whether it's fate or just
it's weird.
You can't just chalk it up to randomness. Like, you can't just say,
I feel it'd be like I'm selfish or like,
bro, let me tell you a story real
spitting
quick.
in the face of something if I
Let me tell you one story.
think that.
Because so when I worked on the boats, but not the big job, the small job, okay? It was like a cowboy operation, right? They were a little bit like less professional than the big one in New York. And we used to work on I don't know if you know what a barge is. It's this big flat, it's basically like a float, but it's for industrial equipment. So
Like a floating dock kind of thing?
kind of, but it's made out of steel. It's basically like a ship, but it's called a barge, and it just floats. It's used. You push it around with a boat to move shit, real heavy cargo. Like it's like a semi truck with a trailer. So it's the trailer of the water. Right?
Okay.
So we would put these. We would get hired by all these different companies. These humongous iron like poles that you would use for different things. They were called spuds. You'd put them in the ground through the barge, and it would keep the barge from moving.
Yeah.
Right. You could put a crane on there and then do work. Right. So you had to take them out, and they'd use a crane to lift them out and put them on the boat. They're massive. They're heavy. Like, no small accidents out there. So I had to wear a hard hat, but I was in between. So I was on the deck of the barge, and I was in between where the crane was working. And my job was to take the little strap and put it around these humongous bars and then connect it to the crane. So
like two bars together, or
no, like the pole would be in the side on the side, and you'd take these straps that were they would like cinch down on themselves so that the crane could lift it up. So I'm working in a very confined area. It's very tight, and I got a hard hat on because you have to, like OSHA standards. But that shit ain't doing shit. Like if you.
It's not going to stop steel from breaking your fucking skull.
And I can tell you how I know that that's a fact, because I had it on my head, and the crane operator was moving the shit around, and he did it in such a way where he didn't really see where I was at, and he didn't wait for my signal to start like lifting up. And this spud, or this humongous pole, swung and pinched against another one, but my hard hat was in the middle of the two.
Oh, shit.
So I saw what was going on and went to move. My hard hat didn't come with me, and that shit pinched and pancaked, and it was fucking obliterated.
Would you pulled out real
I
quick?
saw what was going on, and I ducked down.
Oh, my God.
And it took my hard hat off my head and pancaked the hard hat. Gone. And my head was almost like one of them watermelons. You see that dude with the hammer smashing?
Oh, my God.
And I looked, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I just cheated death.
Yeah.
And it was for real. Like, I just cheated death.
Did the dude see it happen?
No, not until afterwards when I walked around the side, because I was just like shaken up about it because I just almost died. I was walking around the back, and I was like, kind of looked like I saw a ghost. I was lit up in Newport, and the dude's like, you got to wear a hard hat. And I was like, I had one. You just smashed it. Like, yeah. So I was like, I need to take a break. And, but when I worked on the boats, there's a bunch of incidents where like you don't see something coming swinging at you, and you just duck because you need to you got an itch.
Bro, you know what I saw on Instagram yesterday that reminded me of you, and like one thing you had told me before about the boat is, remember how you would say you guys would like, because you're like, at that time you was like a tugboat thing, right? And you would talk about how you would tether to these barges or other things, whatever, and they would get really tight, and if they snap, it's like
it parts and it snaps back.
Yeah. So I seen this fucking video. It had to be something like that, and they're just letting this huge line out, right? It's like connected to something, and they're getting further away from it, so it's like it's going out, and then it gets tight, and everybody sees it get tight. So they're like, okay, we're good. So they walk up next to it, these two dudes with hard hats. and it doesn't even snap and like come back like a whip, but it just like
explodes.
Yeah, it just looked like a guitar string. It was like boom, like that, and it looked like they got hit by fucking lightning. It just, you don't even see it hit them, but you see it move and you know it hit them in the fucking head, and they both just instantly were just fucking
dead.
Done. They
Dead.
probably were dead.
No, they're definitely dead.
Oh god,
They're definitely dead, Kev. That shit will cut your body in half.
dude, it just.
I can
whacked
tell you,
them both.
I'm not going to do it because
And the dude, they were kind of far from it. They were like feet from it. Like
it's called
2-3 feet from it.
You never stand in line with a rope or a cable or a line that's under tension. You never stand in line of it.
Right.
Because it's going to go where the tension is. So they teach you that right away. When I went from that cowboy outfit to the union job, I learned a lot. Well, my dad trained me though. That's where he worked. He taught me like a ton of safety shit. So then I had like the knowledge to then call out people that put me in bad situations. I'd be like, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not going there. And like, there's been situations where I said no to something, and then afterwards the equipment failed. And like, if I would have not said no, I would have been dead. So like, I mean, there's no small accidents on the water. I'm not going to share those stories because there's been horrible accidents with people that I worked with and people that I knew that they don't survive. So like, I'm not going to share that shit because I hate when someone puts their trauma on me like that. Like when it comes to like gory shit or violence, I hate when someone sends me a video of some fucked up shit. I hate it because like, I didn't want to see that image and you just put that in my world and I don't want it. But
yeah, I don't even
so I'm
like
not going to do that here, but
I don't even like the fighting videos where people get like jumped.
I hate when
Remember like when all that like the Mexican cartel and shit?
Oh my God, I hated it. Don't put it in my head right now.
Yeah. I that shit's fucked up.
Yeah. No, I know the one you're talking about with the leg. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate it.
There's a couple.
I know.
Yeah.
But
so.
Yeah, cut that shit for sound.
Cut for sound.
Yeah, but wait, before we wrap up, touch on a couple things because I do want to talk about at some point getting guests on here. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many of these, but we're still kind of finding our rhythm. Mm-hmm. But we have a list of people, and I think we should encourage viewers, listeners, watchers, whoever. We should encourage people to like, if they want to hear us go more into a topic that we already talked about, like give us feedback.
Yeah.
I want to know feedback because there's 122 of y'all. I'll be watching the analytics. I see the metrics.
Dope.
Isn't that cool?
It's cool because I know like on Instagram I'll get 3,000 or 5,000, whatever, but I don't.
Whoever listened to us that lives in New Hampshire.
That's a 15-second clip.
The New Hampshire person.
Yeah.
Shoot us a message on the Instagram. We want to know who you are because I don't know. Do you know anybody from New Hampshire?
I don't know a soul.
Yeah. We got North Carolina. There's one viewer or one listener in North Carolina.
We want them to phone in too.
Yeah. And then this beef thing. We got the beef thing going on.
Yeah, we'll update you with that. We'll get some,
we're gonna arrange a, what do they call it? A swap meet or some shit?
Swap meet?
A meat swap.
Yeah,
they're gonna swap meats. They're meat swap.
A car meet.
He's like, what do you got? I got bologna. I got ham.
Some fucking gabagool.
Yeah.
The gabagoolies.
Yeah, the Balchinians.
So, yeah, I definitely want to know if people want to hear about certain. Not necessarily give me a topic, but if you're more interested on something that we've already shared and maybe didn't go in depth with.
Yeah, no, that's true because I think topics get away from us. We start down a path and then just kind of branch off, which is fun. But if people want to know more things, they want to ask, call in. We could do like a little segment, like a Q&A or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, but like it's not live, so
that's why we'll get the best questions.
Oh, what, and like call them?
Yeah, like, or maybe you know what? We should ask them questions.
Yeah,
and they have to answer our shit. Like put it up on the Instagram story. Like, how many like cubic ounces of piss could fit in your bedroom? And they have to send in their volume, like their metric volume measurements.
Their gravity.
Yeah, what's the gravity?
We want the whole chart.
If you had to swap meat with someone, what meat would you trade? You know what I mean? Dumb shit like that.
Supercharged meat or the turbocharged meat?
Yeah. What kind of meat pipe you got? Is it straight or down?
God damn.
Yeah, but well, you know, whatever. Also, bullet points. We'll come in with some topics next time.
Yeah. Throughout the week, we'll write shit down.
Yeah. But all right, we're going to drop this. It's going to have a full video with it. I think we should chop it up. Call it a night. Mm-hmm. All right. Wait. It's your boy and the kid in the booth.
Getting some wool.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we might have snippets of Kev's freestyles coming
Young
soon.
Wooly the Bull.
All right. Young Wooly the Bull, and what was my shit?
It wasn't Butch Cat. It wasn't.
Nah, it was nothing. It was just, it's your boy.
Yeah, you're just fucking whatever.
You're the Young Wooly the Bull.
You had all the accents though. Yeah.
Remember I do the fat guy voice?
I remember the old man shit.
Yeah, I'm coming in with
Yeah. And then Joel would he'd have a little gay voice.
Bro.
Driving in my car.
I want Joel on here, bro.
Yeah, Joel would be good.
Yeah, good guess
He could
right there.
beatbox.
He,
If we can get him to beatbox,
I'll do ad libs.
I'll spit some.
I'll do ad libs.
All right.
Yeah. All right. With that being said,
Cut for sound.
perfect.